Welcome to government class. In today's government class, we'll be continuing what we were talking about in the last class, which is factors that affect the performance of local governments in Nigeria. And the first factor we'll be looking at in this class is instability. Nigeria as a nation is posed. Nigeria as a state is characterized with instability, and the local government equally benefits from this instability. The local government is also affected by this instability. When the government at the federal or the state level changes in Nigeria, it affects the government at the local level. So the government at the local government levels are changed. So when a new government gets in place, they change the people at the local government areas too. And when they change the people at the local government areas, what happens is they abandon the projects that their predecessors were doing. Why do they abandon this project? Back to bribery and corruption, in order to find leeways for them to generate income for themselves. So they start new projects. When they start new projects, they are able to direct or channel some of the funds of that project to themselves. One thing instability does is when the government at the federal state level changes, it affects the government at the local levels, being that the government at the local level changes. And when the government at the local level changes, the new government that takes place, the new government that comes into power, does not continue with the projects that their predecessors have started embarking on. And that's why we have lots of abandoned and uncompleted projects in the country. Because when a new government comes in power, they don't continue what the former government has done. They begin new projects in order for them to find a leeway to channel funds to themselves. So they embark on new projects so that they are able to misappropriate direct funds to them, direct public funds to themselves. And that is one of the things that reduces the performance of local governments. That is one of the factors that does not allow local governments in Nigeria to perform at their expected level. Has led to a lot of unfinished, abandoned projects in our local government area and in Nigeria as a whole. Another major factor that affects the local government performance in Nigeria is environment. And the thing about environment is this environmental factor is a factor that we do not have power over. It's not something that we can change. It's not something that we can work towards to change. It is just a factor that is not, I would say, is man-made, but is not. Let's just take a look at it. The environmental factor. The environment of a local government plays a crucial role in determining its performance. Why did I say this? Local governments in the urban area will perform better than local governments in the rural area. Let's go back to the sources of revenue we talked about in our previous classes. We talked about the property or tenement rate as a major source of revenue for the local government. And then in the course of discussing this major source of the property or tenement rate as a major source of revenue, you recall we said that urban or semi-urban areas profit more from this property or tenement rate than rural areas, because these people have more buildings than those in the rural area. They have big, gigantic buildings that when the building is evaluated, the cost of the building is evaluated, the rate that the local government will get on that building is a lot compared to that of the rural area. So by factor of environment, some local government areas perform less than others just based on the fact of the environment they are located in. Rural local government areas perform low. They perform lesser than those in the urban areas. The urban local government has access to a lot of domestic and industrial property and markets and other occupational activities which they can tax. And this is why the urban local government areas have more advantage than the rural local government areas, because they have lots of industrial properties, they have occupational activities going on that the local government can tax. So when the local government taxes these organizations, these activities, these buildings, they get money. Unlike the rural areas where they do not have big industrial companies, they don't have big buildings and all those other stuffs going on for them, they cannot be taxed. So just by virtue of environment, some local governments perform better than other local governments, not because the bribery and corruption is involved, not because of the instability of the government, not because of the shortage of trained personnel and the likes, just based on the factor of the environment where they are located. And with this, we've come to the end of this class. In the course of this class, we have looked at the factors that affect the performance of the local government in Nigeria. In the next class, we'll be looking at some suggested solutions to these problems that we have identified in this class and in the previous class. See you at the next class.